Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Wednesday the 17th of November, 2021. Remember, those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have property to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. Now, viewers, remember, Real Talk Investment is giving you the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago in the month of November a 2.75% interest rate on your fixed deposit with our company. So remember, viewers, don't miss out that. And very soon we will be in San Fernando on Cipero Street, close to Southern Sale on that area down there. Our food drive is still taking place. Make a contribution of $1,000 and you could win a BMW to start off your Christmas. Now that would be a gift Santa will be giving you. Feel free to do so. So viewers, our numbers are 238-6716. Feel free to call in live, drop your comments. Whatever issue you are having, feel free to call in. So just a reminder now, the state of emergency, the SOE, which is declared by the President following weeks on May 15, 2021, will be lifted effectively as of midnight tonight. Now, I just want to remind you, the curfew and the SOE is still in effect for tonight between the hours of 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. So, after 12 tonight, the curfew, the SOE, everything will be lifted. So there will be no state of emergency, neither a curfew in Trinidad. But remember, it is still effective. Still, from 10 to 12, that 2 hours, you could still be charged. So try your best, viewers, and stay home tonight. Tomorrow night you could balance whole night if you want. But let's just wait and see. So we are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to start our program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and investor businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
So welcome back, viewers. As we start our program tonight, TTPS is informing the public of its temporary suspension of recruitment. According to the TTPS, there will be no walk-in screening and online submission for applications at this time until further notice due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The TTPS is also advising that applications prior to COVID-19 pandemic are not affected by this temporary suspension, as those applications are being processed at this time. So viewers, if you have submitted your application for a TTPS job to be an officer, your applications are not affected. But at this time, all screening and temporary walk-in screening will come to an halt due to the COVID-19 pandemic, according to TTPS. Pfizer has asked U.S. regulators to authorize its experimental pill for COVID-19, setting the stage for a likely launch this winter of a promising treatment that can be taken at home. How many of you are going to take this experimental pill? How many of you? After what we are seeing taking place throughout the world with the COVID-19 vaccine, is the pill safe? 2386716. Is the pill safe? Experimental drugs again, viewers. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We can't do nothing. We just have to listen to what the big gun's saying. The Trinidad and Tobago will have a new public health regulations to limit the gatherings of persons when the SOE is lifted. Health Minister Terence Dial Singh states that in the absence of the curfew, the new measures will be used to limit gathering and reduce the spread of the virus. Let me tell you something. To me, my personal experience is that our health minister does not know what he's doing. I am telling you. This man, like, he's not sure of what he's doing. And he is allowing others to make him look like a puppet. You remove the SOE, you remove the curfew, you bring in new regulations to limit the gathering, and you are saying that this will help reduce the spread of the virus. So I want to ask, if you bring in new guidelines for gathering, why lift the curfew? Why? Is it because of this is an election time in Tobago? That the PNM wants to campaign? But let's just wait and see who is going to follow these new guidelines in Tobago and what the police officers in Tobago will do. I want to see what will happen. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. Saieed. This is Chavanai from Oxford Street, Upper Oxford Street, 51 Oxford Street. I sent a picture of my dog since last week that he got out the gate, and I'm not getting anybody to bring him back. Everybody telling me that it's a nice, somebody have your dog here. Somebody have your dog, his name is From Boy.
Caller, I do apologize, but I'm not hearing what you are saying clearly. I do apologize for that. So we're going to start our public concerns night now, viewers. You know Wednesday we do it. Highlight the road, the bridges, the issues, whatever taking place in your community. We have dedicated our Wednesday night program for it. So feel free to call in 2386716. On our Wednesday night, we're dealing with the road, the bridges, the drains, the MPs, the councillors, works and transport, Minister of Finance not releasing finance to corporations. We're going to start now. Beetham Garden residents are still enduring problems caused by a ruptured sewer line that has been affecting them since early September 2021. After the sinkhole was repaired, residents still complain of sewer backing up onto their properties. On October 15th, WASA returned to Beetham Gardens to begin its replacement and reroute work on the deteriorated concrete sewer pipeline. The entrance of Beetham Garden via the Eastern Main Road still remain impassable to traffic, and the roads were covered in mud, water, and slush, which stretches along the main road towards First Street. Now, WASA Corporate Communication Manager Daniel Plenty stated that when replacing the dilapidated pipeline, WASA had to find new route. Now, in a statement, WASA added that the work is expected to be completed by the 2nd of December 2021. So viewers, works are ongoing on that project in the Beetham Gardens. They are hoping to finish. They are hoping to complete the work. They are hoping to close off the work by the 2nd of December 2021. Caller, good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Go right ahead.
I don't know if this is a issue tonight program, but what I noticed in it have scientific lines that bamboo and trees and things have been growing over it.
Where is this?
This is, well, I travel a lot in the island and I see all over the island. You understand?
Okay.
We've seen Alan going to Siparia. You understand? There is all on the TSTT lines, there is a lot of bamboos and things hanging down.
I understand.
Right? And these things could cause hazard if it break down and traffic and hazard to pedestrians something.
Thank you, my friend, for highlighting it, my friend. That is a hazard because what about if the bamboo dry or a bamboo fall on line? It could burst. 90% of the time we see the bamboo leaning upon these lines. But there's supposed to be a maintenance crew by Tech and TSTT or Digicel cleaning their lines. Now this is important. This is important to facilitate service to customers. So my friend, that is a public concern and thank you so much for highlighting it. A concerned persons, we're going to license office now. Now, a concerned person has raised an issue with the Ministry of Works and Transport. He states that he was under quarantine by the Ministry of Health since July 2021 for the period of approximately 2 months after being in contact with a COVID-19 positive person. Now, listen to this. All documents from the Ministry of Health were submitted together with a release letter which covered the extended period. However, the Ministry of Works and the licensing division is refusing to pay salary for that period. Now, when the individual called me, if you are a public servant, now this is what he's telling me here. If you are a public servant and the Ministry of Health department placed you in a quarantine order, your salary is supposed to be paid. We had a lengthy discussion. As long as you are a public servant, a government worker, and the Ministry of Health placed you into quarantine, your days supposed to be paid for. Now this is what he said. If anybody else who are looking on knows anything different, please share it with the public. Now I was not aware of this until he sent certain regulations that opened my eye. So tonight I'm also opening your eyes. Now listen to this. The A04 at Caroni office is requesting confidential information as to why the ministry kept the person in quarantine for the period which he said persons has no control over. So according to the individual, the A04 is requesting personal information. Now, till present day, the person is yet to receive the payment for the period, and even attempts made to find out why it was not paid is being swept under the carpet. Caller, good night.
Yes, good night.
Go right ahead.
I'm calling from Tobago.
Tobago. Welcome, Tobago.
Yes, Mr. Please. I want to tonight. With all due respect to Minister, it's alleged to me like he doesn't know what he's doing. All he is concentrated is in Tobago.
Caller, do me a favor, hang up and call again. We are getting some distortion from on your end. We do apologize for that, but if you could call back and you get through, we will take your call. So now, viewers, I just want to understand this. According to this individual, as long as you are a government worker and the Ministry of Health sends you in quarantine for COVID-19, according to this individuals, you were supposed to be paid when you are in quarantine. And no individuals at no job site can get access to information about any COVID-19 patient. I just want to clear up that with the public. Because according to Terence Dial Singh, we would be breaching patient confidentiality. So if the AO4 is requesting those information, they should pick it up with the Ministry of Health. So that is just a concern, viewers, I decided to raise tonight. Now, caller, good night.
Yes, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. With all due Health Minister, it seems to me he doesn't know what he's doing. He's only concentrated on the THA election. But his benefit and his friend's benefit. Thank you. Mr. Saieed, you have a good day.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Standing outside is protest now, eh? Standing outside the gates of the incompleted Ramai Trace SDMS school, residents of Debe staged a placard protest on Tuesday calling on Education Minister to complete the construction. That is of the Ramai Trace Hindu school. Overgrown weeds and bushes that have reached the roof. The protesters say the school, the building, which cost taxpayers about $40 million, is now a haven for rats, snakes, and other insects. Councillor for Barapa West, Nicholas Kanhai, states that apart from the school construction, villagers of Oropuch East felt neglected by the bad roads and landslides. Last year, the Ramai Trace SDMS school was named. It was named as the list of 24 schools earmarked for completion by the Ministry of Education. Promises again. However, no work was ever started at that school. Now, I believe that school is 95% complete. 5% of work to be done on that school to reopen it, and there's no luck. Lost cause. Look at that. Just imagine, that was a school supposed to be opened together with 24 other schools when the PNM administration took office 6 years down the road. Nothing. Nothing. Now, meanwhile, Obuch East MP Dr. Ruda Munilal also added that the government has allowed school buildings to deteriorate. This as he joined members of the Penal Debe Regional Corporation and residents as they protested. So just imagine that. Education going down. You see, all this is public concerns. This is a public concern. Our education is a concern. When that's supposed to be within number 1 or number 2, a priority for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. It's on the back burner. On the back burner. So who will feel it? We the citizens. Our children would feel it. You see, not many of us could pay for a private school or a university. Not many of us could pay for our children to be schooled at home. But does anybody care about education? Does anybody care about education? No. What do we say? What do we say? What do we say? Great is the PNM. That's what we're saying. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, when we return, it's Public Concerns Night, right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, Real Talk Investment is giving you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, a chance to get 2.75% on a fixed deposit. Where are you getting that? Only Real Talk Investment and Financing Company. So you can contact them, viewers, at 267-7325, 238-6716 or 339-1670. And remember, please make a contribution to our food drive that we are keeping in December. The second week in December, we're going to draw the BMW. So some lucky person in the month of December would get a very beautiful gift as a BMW for their Christmas. Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez has apologized to persons living in the constituency of Tabakit who have suffered disruptions in water and electricity service. His statement was made after Tabakit MP Anita Haynes highlighted poor delivery of goods and service to several communities and called for them to be urgently addressed. The Tabakit MP states that many communities throughout Tabakit are forced to go without a water supply for weeks, even months, as well as deplorable road condition. So if we have anybody from Tabakit locked on to Real Talk, maybe you can call in and let us know the condition of your road, when last you get water in your pipe, how far did the electricity, lights, reach in your community. Feel free to call in. You say on a Wednesday night, this is what we're doing. We're allowing the ministries to know, well, hey, in South, in North, on the East, on the West, in Central, there are areas with bad roads, no water, places we haven't gotten water for weeks and for months, but yet you're paying our water rate. Some people are still in darkness, no electricity in their community. Feel free to call in every Wednesday. We're doing this every Wednesday. Now, Anita also added that the residents of Puna, Memorial, Lightbourne, Caratal, Vancouver, and many more communities are nearing their breaking point and are speaking out. Listen to this.
The residents of Forest Park, Springvale, Vancouver, Caratal, Montague Lands, Macaulay, Whiteland, Parforce, and other areas in Gasparillo have chronic water problems. And I really do mean chronic water problems.
However, Gonzalez states that the issue of water and electricity should not be politicized. All you hear that? All you hear that? It should not be politicized because it affects every single constituency of Trinidad and Tobago. Gonzalez apologized to citizens in Tabaquite who may have been affected by some of these disruptions in water and electricity, and noted that what they will do for Tabaquite constituency.
And I always say, as Minister of Public Utilities, that the issue of water and the issue of electricity ought not to be politicized because they affect every single constituency and every single citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. I wish to sincerely apologize to some of the citizens in Tabaquite who may have been affected by some of the disruptions in water and electricity. But on every single instance, both WASA and TNTEC have been on the job, stabilizing and improving the water supply. And as we do so for the constituency of Tabaquite, we will do so for every single constituency in difficult financial circumstances. And I wish to thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and to thank the utility companies for the work that they continue to do.
Now, Mr. Marvin, we understand that you're apologizing to the community. All well and good. All well and good. I understand that you recently took office. Not a problem. But what I think you should do is go down to the area. You are the Minister of Public Utilities. Go down to the area. See what is taking place. Talk to the residents. Don't just do it as a papi show thing. Go down, meet the residents. Find out how long that they don't have the adequate supply. Find out who in the community is getting water. How long they have not received water. How often water comes in the standpipe. You know, long ago we had a lot of standpipes in communities. We hardly see that anymore. So being a minister is one thing, but going down and meeting the citizen is another thing. Not because they are up in the Tabaquite area that you're going to neglect them. No. No. Go down to the community. Go and meet them. Talk about the water. Talk about the lines. Talk about the electricity. You see, let me tell you something. When you're holding a position as a minister, who pays you? Who pays you as a minister? You are getting a salary to work for the people, not to go against the people, and not to bully the people, and not to shun away from the people. You are getting a salary paid by the Ministry of Finance to do a job because you represent a constituency. And if you cannot do your job, citizens need to protest in their community, because if you are not seeing your MP, why are you collecting perks? Why are you collecting traveling allowance? Why are you collecting lunch money, I should say? Why are you getting tax exempted vehicles? Why are you getting all these things and still collect between $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, and then you resign as a minister? Now you're getting a hefty pension to go home with. Tonight I'm educating you all. I'm educating you all tonight, because let me tell you something. Since we started this on January, A lot of roads in Trinidad and bridges have been fixed, you know. A lot, you know. Some road we highlighted last week, and a woman called us the next day. And work started to do on the community. Hence the reason why I have decided now to dedicate every Wednesday for this. You see, the MP in the constituency and the councillor is working for you, the people. But when you, the people, now do not go to them and demand them, they feel like nothing happened. The MPs and the councillor will feel that, you know what, this isn't good. But then again, there's only so far that the councillor could reach. I understand that. I had a lot of talks with a lot of councillors throughout Trinidad, and they're saying, Saeed, we understand you're highlighting the issues of the councillors and what our job spec is. But when we go to the ministers are not doing anything. So tonight now, being a public concern, every single minister are being paid from the Ministry of Finance to do a job to serve the community. But what are they doing? Even the Prime Minister is neglecting his own community. His own community. Throughout Trinidad and Tobago, there are 41 MPs that represent communities. And what are they being paid a salary of between $30,000 to $50,000 for? Just to go in Parliament and sit down and whine on a black chair? No, get your butt up and start going in the community. Because I will stink all you up one by one. One by one. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I'm calling from Rashad Road.
Welcome, my dear. How is the road in your area?
Oh, God. Ashamed to say. Don't ask that now.
Don't feel ashamed to say.
Really bad.
Light up the minister and the councillor.
Our road, it had drain. It have no pothole again. It's drain across the road. Real bad. I called in, we have water for 2 weeks.
In the Rashad Road? Rashad, yes. That is the Rashad Douglas Road in Baraport?
No, Rashad Road. To go on the Pinal Rock Road.
Okay. 2 weeks now?
Yeah, and you're calling, you can't get through with WASA, you can't get through with the council with nobody. So we don't know who to talk to again.
Thank you for highlighting it, my dear. Let me tell you something. Tonight on the MPs, you know, is a public concern. Just imagine, between $40,000 to $50,000 to $50,000. Exemptions on vehicle, tax allowance, tax break, you're getting traveling allowance, you're getting to jump on a plane and go to a different country, you're getting all sorts of different perks that will benefit you as a MP, as a minister. But yet you're refusing to come down to your community to see about the people. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you're here, you finish live your 5 years. Or you finish live your 10 years. And let's just say you make $10 billion because when you went in, you were broke like a dry fish. And when you come out, you have money, you're driving with a Prado, you build over your house. After that, you are left with a name in the public domain as an individual who never did nothing for their community. And after you come out of power, you have to show your face to your fellow friends and villagers. How stink that is. How stink that is. I will show you how I will embarrass you one by one, being ministers and not dealing with your community. Not dealing with your community. Let me tell you something. $10 billion can't hide shame, you know. You could drive in a Range Rover, you could drive in a Porsche, you could drive in a Audi, you could drive in a BMW. It does not hide shame. And it's shameful to know that we have ministers in our country living in communities, and the communities stink. It stink. Imagine this, when you're walking in a community and you get a heart attack and you fall along in the road. Let me tell you something. Not one single individual from that community should attend to all you. I telling all you that. I telling all you that. Because you know what? You all are collecting hefty salary with a lot of perks at the end of the month to see about your community. But because you hold a title of an MP or a minister, you're too big. You're too big. When you're driving your 120, I should say, before you become a minister, everybody know you. But now you become a minister now, and you're driving a Benz or a $1 million Prado, you're too big. You're too big. Money does change people. Power does change people. That is why I am here to stink up all you. Ed Maxi Coffee was a man in power. Ed Maxi Coffee was a man in power. Huh? As PNM coming to power, God sent that stroke for him. 3.5 million TT dollars. Tax-paying citizen money. The Prime Minister spent to pay for Maxi Coffee bill. Where all his power gone? Where all his power gone? That is to show you, ministers, that is an example that God made in Trinidad and Tobago. He set the stage to let all you know, power is nothing. Money is nothing. Let's say something now. Let's say something now. Let me tell you something, I will use this term. Who knows what Maxi Coffee had going through his mind when he became an MP and a minister? Only God alone knows. Only God alone knows why he got a stroke. I'm not bad talking, man, you know. I'm not bad talking, man. Back in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, all them wealthy people, they had power, they had money, they could do what they want. When fire and brimstone started to come down on Sodom and Gomorrah, the money and the power couldn't save them. Residents of Vestini Reserve Road are experiencing nauseousness and diarrhea after inhaling fumes from an oil line that contaminated a river near their homes. It is still uncertain what caused the spill. The river is a tributary that flows into Gulf of Paria near Vestini Beach. And residents says even though they have been exposed for more than 12 hours, little have been done to assist them. The beach remained closed, off to the public. Access and ambulance was stationed nearby in event of any further mishaps. Now, resident states that Heritage personally told persons that they were not allowed to light stove or do anything combustible. If you light a stove and there's gas fumes in the air, boom! However, Heritage promised breakfast, but no meals were received. Are you hearing that? You cannot light your stove because Heritage tell you don't light your stove. But residents have stated that no breakfast meals were received. People have been eating bread or whatever else they could buy around here. She added, a residents. A source at Heritage Petroleum said a statement is being prepared and will be issued to the media. So while you preparing your statement, a lady said, you all promised breakfast, but nothing was served. How sad. How sad. You can't light your stove because kaboom. But no breakfast. No breakfast. Call her good night.
Good night.
All right, I had you live on Real Talk.
Yeah, I'm calling from
Ikakas.
Ikakas, welcome, my friend.
But the road down here is so terrible, sir, that every month you have to spend $2,000-3,000 on your vehicle, and not even patching one hole. The road's so just bad that they can't pass with it now. And they're not fixing nothing. They say they don't have no money to buy the material, some oil and the material.
Lord.
More than 2 years the road, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, I'm going to take you to a video, something that took place in New Settlement. Listen to this.
Yeah, well, I live here almost 41 years, and there's a lot of rat and mice and centipede, cockroaches, all. It have crapo coming in inside. Up till this morning, the crapo was there inside, making a mess. The husband blind, he cannot see because he does walk, and when he walks, sometimes he match the rat mess and all those things in the backyard. Well, we contact in the borough, they say they're not responsible for it. And that is how nobody comes in after it. We have to pay private. Every time to cut it is $100. I have my son, he make many complaints to them, and they say they're not concerned about it again. The borough not responsible. So they're not coming to see after it. But it's every other 2 or 3 months we just have to pay to cut it, because every time the bushes get big, it's all kind of insect coming over on the land. This bush, this cut here the week before the Diwali. Well, it's very often. Up this morning, today, is the 6th. It had crapo inside here. It's a good thing the old man can't see, and it's a good thing that I come at the same time. And as I come out, the crapo was just in front of the door there, because you would have mashed it.
Now viewers, that is New Settlement on Caroni Savannah Road. Just imagine that, eh? Faik! Where are you, my friend? Aren't you the mayor? You see, this is what I've been saying. We have people in position. You're getting a salary. But what you doing for it? Let me tell you something now. If we have laws like the United States and Canada, and you had to work a 12-hour shift daylight, and then you had to go and work an 8-hour shift in the night, then you would understand how serious it is. In the US, when you hear you become a minister, it ain't no sleep for you, you know. Your community on your back right through, you know. Right through, you know. In Trinidad, once every 5 years you see an individual. Once every 5 years. You see when your power gets to your head and you feel you're too big? You're not immune from sickness. You're not immune from bandit robbing you. You're not immune from a break hand or a break foot. You're not immune from an accident. But because a power gets to your head, and you have 2 people around you with a little gun stick in their waist, you feel you is what? God. But I'm here to tell all you tonight, on this public concerns night, that after your 5 years or your 6 years, you just become nothing, because your bands cannot hide your shame as a minister who did nothing for the community. The $1 billion in the bank cannot prevent shame as a name as Dice John Doe, and he did nothing for the community. Let me tell you something. If nobody is thinking of ministers and letting them know who they are and what they're supposed to be doing, I, Saieed Ali, will do it without fear. Without fear. Hey. Persons are calling on the Ministry of Works and Transport on whether they are responsible to deal with uncut grass in Caparo Valley, Brasso Road, and Todd's Road. Look at this.
So this here is the Caparo Valley, Brasso Road, and Todd's Road, right? And
who is responsible for that? Is the corporation responsible? Caparo Valley, Brasso Road, and Todd's Road. Who is responsible? Who is the corporation responsible for those areas? Look at that. Look at that. You mean to tell me long ago we had cutlass? And I'm saying it as it is. We had cutlass. And we had works and transport, farmal. We had works division. And we had regional corporation. When you get up in the morning early and you're passing, you see man cutting the grass with their hand. Where that went? Where that went? Is it that the corporation is neglecting to do their jobs? Or the MPs that just don't care? Which one? Caller, good night.
Salam alaikum, Mr. Ali.
Wa alaikum salam. Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
I'm calling on behalf of the families and Point Extension, Santa Rosa, that fall under Mr. Beckham's constituency. No water for the past 6 months, once or twice a week. No water. Everybody from Arima go down the Eastern Road, no water, and Point Extension on the Mara Road. That fall under Penelope Beckham's. No water for the past 6 months. Once or twice a week you get water. They pay the water bill and again what? Property tax forms to sign. And no water.
Thank you, my friend. Hey. Licensing office in Caroni. I understand that there are 3 senior officers from licensing office in Caroni who tested positive for COVID-19. If this is true, would you all please sanitize the building? And today I understand another 2 tested positive. But I also understand that no sanitization have been done to the building. I understand that as of this evening. So, to the Ministry of Works and Transport, if it is confirmed and it is true, would you send somebody to sanitize the building? And we have the health minister bragging, yeah, this, that, the next, the other. Hey, we living in a state right now that in the next year to come, we have no idea, no vision, no nothing for Trinidad, you know. Take what I'm telling all you. Because if politics played in policing, what will happen again? If politics played in picking the commissioner of police, what we going to do again? It's sad. It's a sad thing. But I am here Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. to let the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago know what is taking place in our country, in our community, in our land that we call home, in our land that we call Trinidad. We were supposed to be happy. We could have been the little Dubai of the Caribbean, 1.4 million people. Where are we today? Where are we today? $5 billion spent on COVID. How did $5 billion spend on COVID? I am still waiting for Terence Dial Singh to keep a press conference or a media briefing to tell the citizens, which he said it cost a COVID-19 patient $200,000 per day. That is what it cost the ministry. So I am still waiting. For Terence to come out and explain in detail how much costs what. I tell you on Wednesday, I lighten up ministers, you know. Lack of performance in your portfolio. And I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. Because when they do the correct thing, I will stand right here and say, thank you, Mr. Minister, for doing X, Y, and Z. But when you're not performing in your portfolio, I will light you up on TV. You are paying my bill. When I pay tax, that money goes to you. It pays you to do a job that you're supposed to do. But what you're doing? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Let me tell you something. 41 MPs in the PNM administration, and how much MPs do we hear from? Some have 3 and 4 portfolios. So what happened to the rest of MPs? The invalid? The blind, the dumb, the deaf? How much portfolio is the Prime Minister holding? How much portfolio is Teo Chung holding? How much portfolio is the AG holding? So what about the rest of them, the blind, dumb and deaf? So why are they holding a minister portfolio when we have a ministers holding 3 and 4 portfolio? What happened to the rest of them? The incompetent? Kola, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk, my dear.
Good night to the panel and everybody's watching on Air Live. I haven't had water for 5 months now.
Where is this?
In Malik, 7th Avenue, Malik.
Malik?
But, yes.
Who is the MP for the area?
I don't know, you know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I've been honest with you, I don't know.
The councillor?
I don't know who is the councillor too.
Wow. Is Saddam Hussein responsible for your area? UNC?
No, no. It's not Saddam Hussein.
Okay. Thank you, my dear, for highlighting it. You see, if you was 5 months, like almost half of the year. Almost half of the year. So tonight I did things a little different, where we keep the minister at the forefront. At the forefront. Because let me tell you something, they collecting a hefty salary. Terence Diasing is the Minister of Health, collecting a hefty salary. He balling all is well with the COVID-19. They're controlling it, they're blaming the unvaccinated. How much of them died? How many vaccinated individuals died? When I tell Terence, come out and keep a media briefing and publish a list, not their names, you know, but how many vaccinated citizens are there in COVID-19 facilities. Let me tell you something, Terence. If you bring out that list, Keith Rowley firing you one time without hesitating. You think I'm afraid to challenge all you? My tax-paying money paying all you to do a job. And if you're not doing it, I will make mention of it on national television. Let me tell you something. It have individuals who can't come out and say why he's saying, you know. They can't, you know. Some individuals try to frighten Saeed by attempting to kidnap his son. Let me tell you something. I lay down a ground rule. If you want to get up like this in the morning, you want to see what color you have in front of you, hello, come wrong me. Hello, come wrong me. Talk of the town says that our minister, I use that term widely, our minister, there's a place in Tobago they call Leketo. And when I go down there, it's spiritual thing people is do. Let me tell you something. When you go down there Leketo, you meet a man like me, Saeed, a human being. What gift does that man have? A gift to do spiritual work. What gift did God give to Saeed? A gift to do spiritual work. So if this minister goes down Leketo to do spirit work, well, then you're going by a man like Saeed. And I am not afraid. I am not fearful. Let me tell you something what I understand in life. You're born, you live, you die. These three things is a must. It's a must. You see, you must have a job in order to get money to buy food. You're born, you live, you die. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I would like to report what a program I have for here in Allen Street Gas Station.
In what street?
Allen Street Gas Station.
Allen Street Gasparilla.
Yeah.
Okay, how long you haven't had water?
2 months now.
2 months now.
Yeah, and I've been calling water every day since Saturday.
Wow. And at the end of every 3 or 4 months, you have a bill to pay.
Yeah, I already paid for the whole year.
Well, you see? Thank you, my friend, for highlighting it. So, viewers, I want to let you understand, when ministers do something for all you, and they want to boast about it, that we do this and we do that, let me tell all you something. They get paid to do that. It is not by favor. It is not by choice. It is because they have a job to serve you as a people. But some of us, we're going behind party. But the thing is, the party now struggling you and choking you and killing you. But you still understand, party is not about party. It's what the individual is doing for you, who you have elected. What is he doing? Caller, good night.
Yes, sorry, good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
Sorry, I want to be real brief, but I find it real bashing all them government ministers. But
From a side, because they're getting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 tax exemption. Just imagine if I bring in a vehicle, I had to pay tax.
yeah, but sorry, the people working, they're doing their job. I don't understand that.
I doing mine also.
Yeah, but here it is, sir. The people doing their job, and this is what the people vote for.
I understand.
You enjoy your night, sorry.
Thank you, my friend. You see, I letting them know. I letting the people know that, hey, if you ain't smart enough or you're not educated enough to understand, while you cannot buy dal for $5, and while you had to cut back on your grocery that you sweat for money, you understand? You sweat for money to buy groceries, to feed your family, but you have to squeeze. You have to squeeze. Right? You not understanding that when you're jumping and waving flag, and all you put, call him Imbert in power, and he's the Minister of Finance. I will always use this term from now until 2025. You know why? Colin Imbert exempted himself from paying property tax. But you, the citizen, who's saying, greatest PNM, greatest PNM, greatest PNM, and all let's support Colin Imbert. While you supporting Colin Imbert, that same Colin Imbert is exempted from paying property tax. Are you exempted? No. You know what there is in place for you when you want to play stubborn? A penalty of $5,000 come the 1st of December. Let me tell you something. If you don't want to listen to Saeed, nothing wrong with that, change your channel. Nothing wrong with that. But when the reality of this country hit you, then you would want to listen to Saeed. Because I will come here every night, Monday to Friday, brave and bold, without fear, and bring the truth and the facts to you, the citizen. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. But nevertheless, it was Public Concerns Night tonight. It's Bacchanal Thursday, coming up on Thursday, the 18th of November, 2021. I just want to remind you, Real Talk Investment and Financing Company, a fixed deposit with the Real Talk Investment Company, they are offering you 2.75% interest on a fixed deposit. Now, where in Trinidad are you getting that? Nowhere. Remember, we have our food drive that is taking place. Our BMW and our Range Rover is up for grab. the BMW will be drawn on the second week in December. So some lucky person in Trinidad will have a BMW as a gift for Christmas. All you have to do is make a contribution of $1,000. Very soon, Real Talk Investment and Financing Company will be close to Southern Sales on Cipero Street in San Fernando in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. So until we meet again, viewers, be safe and enjoy the night.